What's going on, nation, and welcome to Ask Scott and Sean, episode 3. First things first, if you guys want to check out Sean's YouTube channel, click on the link right here. Boom Athletics. It's an alright place. I've been there a couple times.
It's awesome. Love it.
So we have 5 more questions for you guys, and we're hoping that these are helping you. If you guys want to ask a question, you can send an email to questions@scotthermanfitness.com. If you want to see what the questions are, just go below in the section above the comments below the video and just expand it, and you'll see the questions in there. And if you want to just go to a specific question that we answer, click on the timestamp. Okay? So, let's get started.
First question of this session is from Taha. Cravings. I was wondering how you and Sean overcome cravings. I'm currently on a cut diet and constantly craving pizza or something I used to have as a fat teenager. So what do you do to... You're probably better at overcoming cravings than I am. I'm not as successful as Scotty is. But what are some of your tips?
Well, I'm going to assume that when she says a cut diet, she means she's just toning. She's losing body fat. Not a cut diet where you're preparing for a show, because there is a difference between those two things. The best way to overcome cravings is to give in to them every once in a while. You know, if you're eating pretty clean all throughout the day and you want to have a little snack here and a little snack there, it's really not going to make a huge difference. Also, too, what happens is once you start eating really, really well for a long period of time, like say you're on your 3rd week or it's almost been a month and you're eating just super clean meals, you really, actually, your body won't crave certain things anymore. Like maybe you're craving the pizza because your diet doesn't have enough fat in it. And that can also be something too. If you're toning and you're dieting and your meal plan isn't giving you the food that you need or the right amounts of protein, carbs, fat, and calories, your body's craving something because it needs it, because it wants it. Granted, some people are used to eating like really bad and that's why they're craving it, but there's also that need where like maybe you aren't getting enough fat in your diet, so your body is craving that pizza because your body knows that it has the fat in it. So recheck your meal plan. There's a meal plan system on scotthermanfitness.com. Check that out if you have any questions, but try to give yourself little treats. Going cold turkey, especially if you're not used to eating healthy at all, going from eating crap all the time and then cold turkey on that and just eating healthy can relapse, I guess, sometimes and go back to eating unhealthy. So, yeah. Give in to your cravings a little bit sometimes, but just keep in mind that as you continue to eat healthy all the time, that food has way more energy in it than the crappy food, so your body's not going to want the crappy food anymore because it wants the good stuff with all the energy.
Yeah, I don't think it's completely uncommon to have cravings. I think we all get cravings a lot, and a lot of people give in to their cravings, their desires to have the fats and the carbs, especially late at night.
Yeah.
I find late at night, most people, they get what some people call the hungry horrors or whatever it is. That's the hard time for a lot of people, and that's the most important time for a lot of people, especially when it comes to carbs and fat, because you know, if you're eating carbs and fat before bed, then you're going to be getting fatter and fatter throughout the night. You're not going to be burning a lot of calories throughout the night.
I often crave Frosted Flakes at 2 a.m. And you know what I do? I get my butt upstairs and I pour myself a bowl of Frosted Flakes, and it's delicious.
For someone who's definitely trying to burn a lot of fat, so say she's on a cut diet, so she might not have a lot of fat, she might just be on, you know, a bodybuilding type of diet or something. She probably has a little bit of room to spare as far as her metabolism goes, but for someone who has a lot of fat to lose, really, you got to fight those cravings because you can't be eating a ton of calories before bed and throughout the day. What I recommend for some people is that the really, you know, bad things that you crave, don't completely cut them out of your diet. I mean, I like people to cut all the bad things out of the diet for like 2 months, but if you can't, try it in the morning. Try to have something in the morning because that way you'll burn that energy throughout the day at least. You'll burn those calories off. There's a lot of little... I like almonds too. Almonds is a good snack that has some fat in it, some healthy fats in it that can usually keep you filled up until you can get to your next meal.
Yeah, and you don't want to go to bed hungry, nation, because if you go into bed hungry, like your body while you're sleeping doesn't just like, there's not like a switch that turns off and your body stops doing stuff. Like your body's healing, your body's repairing, your body's doing stuff. So don't go to bed hungry. So make sure you have something small and healthy before bed if you are hungry. But like I said, don't stuff your face. Small meals, guys. Yeah. Next question.
Next question is from Hold My Dice.
Hold My Dice. We didn't know your name, so we used your email address.
How much cardio is too much for muscle loss? I think it's important that you know that once you go over about 65% of your max heart rate when you're doing cardio, you start to go beyond the fat burning zone. Like say you get into 70, 75%, you start to burn lean muscle tissue for energy. Now this is really important if you don't have a lot of fat to burn and you're trying to gain muscle, especially for ectomorphs, people who are skinny. Just pay attention to what you're doing. Don't overdo your cardio. Like we always talk about, learn your body.
Yeah.
Know at what point, like sometimes you only do cardio once a week, maybe twice a week at most, because Scotty's very lean. He doesn't have a ton of fat to burn. So whatever he puts into his body, he's trying to build muscle. He doesn't put a lot of fat into his body, but whatever he does put in, he's most likely burning it.
Yeah, keep in mind, guys, the more muscle you have, the faster your metabolism is, okay? Sean's right, like I'll do cardio once a week, and mostly because it's therapeutic, but like literally sometimes my body will like get fidgety, and I know it's because my body wants me to go for a run, and then I just go for a run, I come home and I feel great. Like I went for a run today, I did like 7 miles today, and I wasn't like sprinting the whole time. Slow, steady jog, down where my road and back to my house, and it felt great. But I'm not going to do that every single day because number one, cardio is not the number one answer to burning fat. Circuit training and a proper meal plan is. Cardio is what helps you get your heart rate up so that you can burn more calories while doing those things. And two, like we just talked about, too much cardio on someone who, especially, you're trying to gain muscle, you're burning too many calories, you're putting your body into a different type of caloric burn mode, which kind of, like for example, you wouldn't want to run, 7 miles and then go do like, a muscle gain routine on the floor, because you're not going to have all the energy and power you need, and your body's in a different state. So,
what I would say for rule of thumb is I would say if you're an ectomorph, you naturally burn a lot of fat and you're skinny, you don't need to do a ton of cardio. 1 to 2 days is probably sufficient. If you're a mesomorph, you can probably get away with a little bit more, but you still burn fat at an efficient rate anyways. So let's say 2-3 days, 4 at most. For someone who's an endomorph, someone who tends to put on fat easily, you can do up to 6 days of cardio a week. So.
And it's like 30-45 minutes, guys. It's not 3 hours on the cardio.
Yeah. All right, next question is from Ernest Pershing.
What's up, Ernest?
How you doing, Ernest? How often should you switch up your workout?
That is a great question. Now, most people think that well, first of all, whether you're trying to gain muscle or you're doing a tone workout, it's good to switch up your routine because it causes muscle confusion. For example, if your body's just used to doing the same thing and it becomes a routine doing the same thing, your body has now adapted to that lifestyle, to that routine, so it's not going to have to work as hard in order to burn more calories. Like for example, you guys have seen the Beat Me Down sessions. My whole life has basically been, going to the gym, chest Monday, back shoulders Tuesday, legs Wednesday, arms Thursday, and maybe something on the weekend. That's been like basically my life. That's how I've lifted. I do abs 4 times a week too. And now, Sean has me doing all these crazy things using just my body weight, and clearly it's kicking my butt because when you do different exercises, like the ones in the Beat Me Down episodes, causing different muscle groups to work together, and if your body's nervous system isn't used to that, now your body has to adapt to that. You're burning more calories, okay? Like your brain's a muscle too. If that's working harder, you're burning extra calories, I could do my chest workout without even thinking because I've done it so often. I'm sure Sean will agree with me. You can also switch up the exercises in a routine. Like if you have 5 exercises you do for your chest, if you just, maybe start at your 3rd exercise and then go all the way around until you get to your 2nd one, your body's not used to, say, doing incline press after doing flies when this part of your chest is already destroyed, so it's going to make it harder.
I think it's important. Some people really need structure when they work out, so they need to do 4 weeks of this. 4 to 6 weeks, your body starts to adapt. Usually within, I even say 3 to 6 weeks because it depends on who you are. Some people adapt really quickly to whatever workout that they're doing. But what you want to do is just really pay attention to how you do things again. Reaction over adaptation. Some people can get away with doing different things all the time. Some people need a lot of structure. But what your body really needs is to constantly be challenged, whether that's changing your reps, changing your weight, changing the exercises that you do, changing the amount of sets. There's an endless amount of things that you can do with your body, and you can change an endless amount of ways you can change up your routine. So if you need that structure, basically make out a plan that's 3 to 6 weeks that you're sticking to. Change that after 3 to 6 weeks. If you're not, try something new every day. Try to mix your routine up as much as possible. You will get muscle fiber reaction, you will get stimulation, you will see results, and you'll stay in shape for the rest of your life.
Put a reminder in your calendar on your phone. Time to switch up the routine.
Yeah.
And now you don't forget. Robert Quinn. Scott, I was wondering if you could go over avoiding plateaus. Do you change your routine every month? We kind of discussed that. I was wondering exactly how you avoid these because I stopped seeing gains after about 2 months of hard work now. Thanks. And gains can be strength and muscle or in toning, so it could be any type of gain. But basically the question is, how do you overcome a plateau? So how do you overcome a plateau, Sean?
Just basically what we're talking about, those two questions kind of go together. It's reaction over adaptation. You change what you do. If you do the same thing, how many times have you seen a guy go into the gym and he does bench, and then you go to the gym the next day and you're like, wow, he's doing bench again, what's going on? And then maybe a couple days goes by and you see that guy doing bench again. He may get some results. Mm-hmm. He may see some improvement. His chest may even be immaculate, but at some point he's really going to tax out his chest. He's overtraining his chest. So make sure that you change what you do. Don't do the same thing all the time. Don't do a barbell press constantly 3 days a week, unless you're getting ready for a powerlifting competition. Even in that case, if you ask some of the most experienced powerlifters what they do, sometimes they'll take long breaks in between everything that they do to allow themselves enough time to recover.
Yeah. One thing that I like to do is something called, forced repetitions. You bored me, Sean.
Yeah, apparently.
One thing I like to do is something called forced repetitions. I actually have a video. If you search Scott Herman forced repetitions or click here, you'll be able to see that video. Forced repetitions are when you have a partner who's sparring you, and say you're doing the bench press, we'll just use that as an example, and you're trying to increase your strength of the bench press, but you just can't. Say you're doing 225 and you keep getting stuck at 6, but you want to be able to do 8 reps and possibly move up to say 235. Well, if you have a workout partner with you and you're on your 6th one, you can't do any more, but you still bring that bar down all the way as far as you're supposed to go, then your workout partner helps you bring it up and you bang out 2 or 3 more repetitions, it's going to start to trick your body into becoming stronger. And it definitely works. If you haven't tried it, try it out. I'm sure Sean's done it. I've definitely done it. That's how I've increased my strength in a lot of my exercises. Your muscle fibers will become more dense as they get used to moving more weight, and it's also a mental thing too. So most of you guys are a lot stronger than you think you are, but seeing the amount of weight on the bar can mentally psych you out. And to be honest, when your partner is spotting you on that 7th rep or 8th rep, a lot of the times they're using their fingertips and they're barely pushing it, and you just subconsciously think they're doing it for you, and you just push it right out. So It's a tricky thing. So forced repetitions also help.
Yeah, you don't want someone who's I used to have a lifting partner, he was really strong. I was like 18, 19 years old, and he was so strong. He loved seeing me do well, but so much that he would grab my wrist. He'd almost be doing it, and I'd be like, well, let me do some of the reps.
Yeah,
I want to do this myself.
Don't be afraid to tell your workout partner to not help as much.
Yeah.
Just enough to help get it up.
So get a lifting partner this week. Try something new.
Come on, Hermanites, lift together, find each other, wear your t-shirts to the gym, and someone will be like, hey, I'm a Hermanite too. Lifting partner right there.
Next question, last question. Mike NG says, my question is about loose skin after losing a lot of weight. How do you get rid of it? Will it go away as you gain muscle?
This is a tricky question because it depends on your body type, it depends on age, it depends on your skin elasticity level, it depends on how much weight you lost, how big you were. Sometimes your skin will bounce back and you won't be able to tell, you won't have the loose skin. Other times you will. And I've actually gotten personal emails from people saying that they want their skin to tighten up and they don't want to do surgery and they want to stay away from that route, they want to stay totally natural. But you know, surgery is the last option for loose skin. If you start to gain muscle while you're losing fat, you can, you know, maybe fill those areas out so the skin isn't as loose. I don't know if a lot of you have seen this movie with Adam Sandler called Click, when he has liposuction and he grabs his skin flap and he starts flapping it like a tongue. And he's going, "Look at my skin flap." That would probably have to be surgically removed. There's no way that that flap is gonna like retract into his body. So
It's not gonna fill out with abs.
yeah, it's not gonna fill out with abs. So I mean, surgery is definitely a last resort. You want to go as natural as you can, but don't feel ashamed if you have to get some surgery done to remove some loose skin. It's, you know, you've accomplished. If you were like 350 pounds and you're down to like 180, that rate in itself is an amazing goal. You should be able to pat yourself in the back, and that surgery should be like a reward to yourself because you lost all that weight. Like look Fat Bastard on Austin Powers, you know, he lost all that weight and he's like going like this and his arms are flapping everywhere. Like it's not gonna fill with muscle.
So yeah, I mean, like you said, it's a tricky subject. Because what I like to do, I go over this with people I work with. I tell them, listen, what we're going to do is we're going to put as much muscle as we can on you. We're going to see what you look like after we do that. We're going to see how you feel about that. If after that we've, you know, manipulated your diet and you've used your skin creams and whatever you have to use, you know, you're not satisfied, find someone. Don't be afraid to pay top dollar. If you're going to go as far as to get surgery on your body, don't be afraid to pay good money for it. You know, you are the most important thing in your life. It's important that you're happy with yourself. So if you need to do certain things in order to be happy about yourself, that's fine. It's good that you don't have the fat on your body. You know, we don't want you guys to be uncomfortable or fat or anything like that. We want you to get results. So it's really important that you realize that it's okay to do things like that.
And as long as you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
That's the biggest key thing here, because obviously, you know, if it's going to help you and it's going to give you better self-esteem, then do it. You know, I had a friend who, his ears stuck out like really big, and all through high school and growing up, he got made fun of all the time. And so he got an ear reduction surgery to tuck his ears back just a little bit. And, you know, he didn't do it because people were making fun of him. He didn't do it for any other reason other than he wanted to do it to give him more self-esteem and more confidence within himself. And, you know, no one cares because he did it for the right reasons, you know, and if you've lost all that weight and you're looking awesome, you know, it's fine.
We're not promoting that you go get enough surgery, look like, what's her name, Catwoman?
Oh,
have you
yeah.
seen that lady? Or anything like that, because obviously people have, you know, problems and they get obsessed with things and stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, do what makes you happy and do what you can with fitness to reach your goals.
And then get a Scott Herman fitness tattoo on your bicep when you're done.
He'll give you $1 million. I think that concludes our questions for tonight.
Concludes the questions.
Thanks a lot, guys. I like the questions that we're getting.
Yeah, we enjoy the questions a lot. And if you guys, like I said, if you want to ask us some questions, you know, feel free to go to questions@scotthermanfitness.com. Send us an email. You know, we'll get to them as fast as we can. What we're trying to do is, you know, every week or every 2 weeks, put out a video for you guys, this nice sit-down session. And that way you guys get to know Sean a little bit better too, because Sean is a great guy. And, you know, Sean's YouTube channel, he's going to be doing similar things to mine, but we're going to try and do both the channels so that you'll see different stuff on Sean's. That way, you know, you don't get bored seeing, hey, Scott's doing a chest press. Oh, look, Sean's doing chest press. No, Sean's going to do some pretty intense stuff. I'm going to do some intense stuff, and we're going to do some intense stuff together too. So
make sure if you're on Facebook to check out the Boom Athletics fan page as well.
Yep.
We're building a community just like Scott's, and it's basically teamed up with Scott's. So if you guys have any questions, go to Scott's page, go to the Boom page. We're all working together here. We all want to get results.
It can be Boomanites.
Boom Warriors.
Boom Warriors. No, Herman means warrior, so Hermanites mean warrior.
Well, hey, we're on the same team.
Yeah, so hey, it was great chatting with you guys, and as always, more good stuff coming soon.
Yeah.
Later, guys.